Just when you would think that things couldn't get any worse for Mitsubishi, they go and do something like this and totally redeem themselves. And in today's news, we're gonna talk about how Mitsubishi is revamping their entire lineup for the United States just a month after sounding like they were going to pull out. Welcome back, Lexurious Fleet. My name is Kirk if you're new to the channel, and I cover Japanese auto, so subscribe, hit the bell icon so you do not miss any of my upcoming Japanese auto videos. Before we jump into the exciting stuff, I gotta put a downer on everything. There is some really sad news regarding the Mitsubishi Pajero, or as we knew it here in the States as the Montero. So let's head on over and get into this kind of tear-jerking news. Over at Motor Authority, it could be the end of the road for the Pajero as Mitsubishi looks to close the SUVs planned. We last saw it here in the United States in 2006 as the Montero, of course, but it's continued to sell elsewhere with a newer generation. And because sales are slumping, Mitsubishi is considering dropping the Pajero and it's closing its plant in Japan within 3 years. That plant is also responsible for the Delica D5 minivan and Outlander crossover SUV. Of course, production of those models will likely be moved to other sites. So at the time of this recording of July 27th, there's supposed to be an announcement. I haven't heard any announcement on what their plans are with this plant, but yeah, I'll definitely update you guys in some way once I find out what they plan on doing, but it doesn't sound good for the legendary Pajero. It is huge in so many markets, South America, Philippines, etc. That is an iconic vehicle. In the States here, it would actually do really well because it is the prime market for large SUVs, but to my understanding, the newest generation doesn't pass safety protocols here in the States. But they are potentially going to be remaking the Pajero as a clone of the Nissan, as you guys call it around the world, the Patrol. We call it the Nissan Armada here. So fingers crossed for that, as that would, I guess, bring a large, capable SUV and bring the Montero back to the United States. That would be pretty dang exciting for the Mitsubishi lineup. And speaking of exciting, now we need to get into the updated product stack for Mitsubishi, and it's going to be happening fast. Mitsubishi updates 2021 portfolio for the United States, new Outlander coming in 2022. And like I said earlier, updates come as maker ponders scope of US commitment. They want to pull out of these mega markets, and the United States is considered one of those mega markets, and they just want to focus on Southeast Asia and places in the Pacific where they do really well. Hey guys, smash the like button. That will massively help me out with the YouTube algorithm and maybe able to convince Mitsubishi to bring the Pajero / Montero back to the United States, maybe as a rebadged Nissan Patrol / Armada. The company plans to launch 3 considerably revised 2021 vehicles: the Outlander, the Mirage, and Eclipse. Of course, we have the Outlander and the Outlander Sport, and then we have the Mirage Sedan and then Hatch. Early next year, the company will roll out an all-new Outlander as a 2022 model. The 21 Outlander Sport will hit showrooms this fall, with the new plug-in hybrid model following a few months later. The Outlander Sport's Mitsubishi's best-selling model here stateside, and it doesn't look like there's going to be too many changes for the next model year. The plug-in hybrid will get a updated gas engine for 2021 and bigger horsepower numbers as well. The company also noted will be able to travel further in all-electric mode without applying any actual numbers or rest. Okay, so what about this updated plug-in hybrid? Well, it's getting a larger gasoline engine. Really, they're just porting over the European spec updated plug-in hybrid that they get over there for the past year or so. They're bringing it to the States. So it's got a 2.4 liter inline 4, and they're upgrading the battery pack. I think currently here in the States it's about a 12 kilowatt hour battery, and they're going to over a 13 kilowatt hour battery. So I think that's going to increase range from about 22 miles on full electric to about 25, or roughly around there. And since we're talking about the plug-in hybrid, it's going to be sold, so the normal Outlander is going to get that update soon, like early 2021 as a 2022 model year. And so you'll have that car. And then the Outlander plug-in hybrid is considered a different vehicle. It's not really the same model. So that will probably be coming out a year or two after that with some serious guts in it. It's going to be completely redesigned, and it could be based off of that concept we got last year where they're sporting over 40 miles of plug-in range, and that will be a direct competitor to the much sought after and low supply RAV4 Prime. With an updated Outlander, plug-in hybrid. It is exciting to see some more competition in this plug-in crossover field. And if they're able to supply the demand, then it could really, really do well against that RAV4 Prime, especially since the Prime is going to have considerably lower numbers than the demand is demanding. What else? The Mirage and Mirage G4 will get an extensive exterior makeovers of 2021, and the company touts it as the most fuel-efficient, non-hybrid gasoline-fueled vehicle in the United States because it's a tin can, it doesn't weigh anything. With the new look wrapper, the company is hoping to combine that with higher level standard safety equipment to get more potential entry-level buyers to take a look. So that's good. They are going to be implementing safety features throughout the entire product stack as standard, and they have to, because look at Toyota, look at all these other companies that are making these safety systems standard now. The redesigned Eclipse Cross gets major front and rear end design changes for 21. I wouldn't call it a redesign, it's definitely a refresh, taking cues from Mitsubishi's next generation design language. It'll get also a new interior and new infotainment system. But the star of the show, other than the plug-in hybrid, which we don't know a lot about at this point, it's nice that it's getting updated for next year, but the biggest seller is the Outlander, right? So it's going to get a bigger redo for 2022 model year. It is going to be a complete redesign. Plans call for the updated iteration to hit dealers in the second quarter of 2021. It'll be bigger, bolder, and better than ever before, and will be the quietest and best equipped Mitsubishi ever sold in the United States. And from what I read on other sites is that this new Outlander is going to be a clone, from the sounds of it, a clone of the brand new announced Nissan Rogue. And I don't think that's a bad thing. It'll keep the cost down. If they can make it look better, which the new Rogue looks okay. It definitely looks a little bit tougher than the current generation. It should do really, really well for them. Bring all those safety features, bring aggressive, unique styling, which I think for the Eclipse Cross, for what it is a decent looking little crossover. So if they bring that cool styling over to the Outlander and Outlander Sport, that'd be pretty cool. And I am excited to see how quiet this vehicle will be for them. As you guys know, I like Lexus, I like quiet cars, and a new Outlander, if they're able to keep the quietness down, quietness up, the sound down and the quietness up in that vehicle, it could be pretty well received. So what do you guys think of this news from Mitsubishi? I wasn't expecting this, especially since I made that video about a month ago talking about how Mitsubishi is likely pulling out of the United States as they decommit from these huge mega markets, is what they call them. I see this as a one last final charge out of into the fields of Pelennor. You have Faramir taking the Knights of Gondor and charging forth to buy some time for Rohan to arrive. And I don't know what Rohan is in this situation. I see this as their last push. And if it does well, the company will continue to be around for many years to come here in the United States. If it falls flat and they're not able to make profit on these revised vehicles and this newly redesigned Outlander, which I'm really excited for. The new plug-in hybrid, yeah, the revised one's cool, but a couple, 2-3 years from now, a new plug-in hybrid to combat against the RAV4 Prime. And if they're able to undercut the price of the RAV4 Prime, offer roughly the same amount of features on it, and if they make it look pretty badass, which based off the concept that they came out with last year, there's a really good chance that thing to steal some market share from other big hitters in the plug-in hybrid segment. And lastly, if they're going to kill the Pajero and bring it back as a Nissan Patrol / Nissan Armada here in the States, that would be epic. And yeah, I would rather have a Mitsubishi Montero based off of the Patrol / Armada than actually a Nissan. I cover Nissan from time to time, but they typically don't get me that excited. And rooting for Mitsubishi is like the underdog at this point. And yes, the likelihood of them staying around in the United States 5-10 years from now is probably not the greatest, but I'm really, really impressed with this update. No, I don't have any pictures. No, I really don't have any details, but the fact that they're revamping their entire lineup is really exciting, and I hope they're able to pull it off, gain some sales numbers, gain some profitability, and remain here in the States for many years to come. And as always, guys, arigato gozaimasu, take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for helping me hit 40,000 subscribers. The channel is just rolling like a steam train right now. Better yet, a diesel train, a diesel electric train that runs even harder and longer. So let's go, baby. Let's take this to 100,000 plus. And yeah, just thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys rock. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.